Hey, welcome back. We are out here looking at our 1967 F100. Christy's been feeling under the weather a little bit, so she's going to try to hang in as long as possible. Yesterday, we moved our tent garage. It was sitting where this dirt patch is now, and we had a whole bunch of stuff in there. We moved that out of the way and uncovered our 1967 F100 here. I've owned this truck for a number of years, and it's set in its current state for at least probably, I think we said 13 years now, maybe 14 years. So, super nice truck. It is a little dirty right now. It's also been known as a squirrel habitat for the last few years. We've got a lot of walnuts, where we had a big walnut tree here. It was dropping walnuts and the squirrels were packing the truck full of walnuts. So
yeah, if you saw our videos, we were working on Harvey. This is back where we were working, and we had the walnut trees up there that were dropping them on us. We got rid of those trees, and so hopefully that takes away a food source for the squirrels, which will be nice, and we won't get hit with walnuts. Made room for our barn, and also we should have some black walnut lumber coming our way in a couple months, so maybe we'll get to use that inside one of our projects.
Right.
Here's our Maggie dog. She is feeling a little better. She had an ultrasound and they shaved her belly, so she looks like a weirdo. Not like this weirdo, gee whiz. But she's feeling better. She's on a special diet and hopefully she perks up soon. Oh my gosh.
All right, this is the beauty. This is a F100. It's a bump side. This is the 5th generation Ford truck. It was made from 1967 to 72, and it is a really clean truck. At one point, it was all washed up and looking nice, and then we parked it. So the only thing I've done to this truck is I regretfully stripped and epoxy primered the hood. And I regret that because it had a real nice patina. The rest of the truck, you can see here, it is super clean. Just some surface rust here and there. Mirror's missing up here. Drip rail is in good shape. Need to clean that walnut garbage out of there. The windshield got cracked at one point when I was driving it. I don't know if you guys have been to Michigan, but they pull gravel trains. It's like tandem trailers behind semi-trucks. And I was following one and a rock flipped up and it smacked the windshield and cracked it. I think that this truck is all original. It was owned by an older gentleman, and he owned a body shop, and this was the parts truck. Check out the tailgate, this is cool. The bed inside is really clean, it's all solid. The walnuts are insane.
That was all right. There you go.
The truck is extremely straight. There is a couple little bumps, like I've got this little bump in the tailgate there. Bumper is really good, except for a little spot right there. And everything's really solid. Like I said, the rockers are super good. The dog legs and the front fenders, all that stuff is nice. It's missing the mirror. The floors in it are really good. It's just a nice old truck.
Keep your eye on it.
All right, extremely basic interior in this truck. So basic that they even did the radio delete, which I think is super neat. Just a block off panel there. All this is original interior. The headliner, well, I guess cardboard, whatever it is all solid and everything. The only thing I've done to the truck is I added the tack and I added some additional gauges because at one point, and I'll get to that, the truck had a minor issue, and I've since taken care of that, but I wanted to keep track of how things were going. Needs a new dash pad. It is an automatic. It's a 3-speed. Really good overall shape. We haven't decided what we're going to do with the interior yet. I do like the bench seat because it's really good. It's got a little bit of a rip in the back there, but other than that, everything.
Yeah, I'm thankful the squirrels didn't get in there. That's nice.
All right. So what we have here is a 352 Ford FE motor. It is a big block motor. It is the same motor that was around from the late 50s into the mid 70s. The 352 was the biggest motor offered in 1967 in the F100s, and it was the last year. In 1968, they moved to the 360, which is the same exact engine, just a few more cubic inches. Ford had so many of these engines, different cubic inch displacements, from 330 cubic inches all the way up to 428 cubic inches. And they used them in drag racing and NASCAR and boats and trucks and cars. Just, it was the go-to engine for that time period. So I lucked out. I got the big motor in this truck. It has not run in several years. So what we're going to do is I think we're going to try to clean up some of this garbage so when it eventually does run, it doesn't catch on fire or smell like burning walnuts. And
at best.
At best. And we'll just take you through some of the steps to get it running.
What is FOMOCO?
FOMOCO?
What's FOMOCO?
Ford Motor Company.
Oh.
It's your washer bag.
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, step one is that we have to get some of these walnuts out of here. You don't want to get whacked in the face with a walnut like a golf ball when it hits your fan blade.
I didn't even think of that.
Not a pretty sight.
Oh, man. Can you imagine? It just starts chucking walnuts all out of here. Shoot.
That would be hilarious. Yeah, we want to get rid of this squirrel habitat. So when we move our truck into the barn, it's not going to be a infested squirrel mess.
Yeah. I mean, we're not under any illusion that the barn's going to be a show place, but, you know, anything like this that we can keep out of there is definitely our preference starting out. Did you uncover some treasure?
Well, no, I'm trying to clean out the walnuts away from the ignition solenoid here. This is the lifeblood of your starting system, or at least a significant part, and have it all packed full of ground up walnut hulls and sawdust is probably not the best thing for it. We'll get the shop vac in there and try to weed some of that out. Surprisingly, the wires aren't, I mean, that was already like that, so we can't blame rodents on that. But surprisingly, I'm looking at like spark plug wires.
You got lucky, huh?
Yeah, we did. I waged war against the squirrels a couple of different occasions, and it's really a losing battle when everything is, I mean, they just have such plentiful food, and you know, they multiply like squirrels. So. All right, so I'm going to get this stuff cleaned out of here. We'll shop back it up a little bit, and then we'll get to our next step. We'll see if the engine will turn over by hand. All right.
Hey, look who's here. Did you get a haircut, bud? You look good.
Yes, thanks.
You're supposed to use Grandpa's joke when I say that.
What?
You don't know Grandpa's joke?
What's his joke?
If someone says, "Did you get a haircut?" you say, "No, I got them all cut." Best dad joke ever. Funny thing about that joke is I used to think he said a mall cut, like a special haircut that only you could get at the mall or something. But it's actually got them all cut. All right, so we just brought a load of sticks over here, and we can't find a microphone. So we're thinking maybe it's in there. Anyone see it? Okay. Looky what I found. Oh boy.
Second step, now that we got the walnuts out of the way, we're going to see if this engine will turn over. I'm just going to put some tension on this belt, and that's not going to... Oh, there it goes. Oh. Ooh, she's turning.
It's snug.
Yeah, that's a good sign though. Oh, it looks like I could use a new belt. I can hear, oh, there, I hear compression.
That fan looks like it will kill someone.
Well,
these old things didn't have the shrouds that you like so much?
No, and I don't like the shrouds. Yeah, these things, you know when you got into the fan on this one.
Heck yeah, that is a danger.
All right, so that was step 2. Step 3, we're going to check our fluids.
I like how you're just doing step by step, like in case you're at home taking notes.
Well,
write this down, Roman numeral 3.
Hey, it doesn't necessarily have to go in the order I'm doing it in. It just has to be done before you try to start it.
Okay.
All right, let me get a paper towel and I'll be right back. Now let's check the oil. A little bit on the low side.
Is it supposed to be black like that?
Probably not so much. No, it's well, it hasn't had an oil change in quite a few years.
So the last time this was driving on the road was 2011.
2011, that sounds right. Yeah, August. So we went to the August of 2011. We went to the Woodward Dream Cruise. I took Jack. He sat in the passenger side in a car seat, and we drove down there and made a day of it. It was super fun, but that was the last time it was on the road.
Yeah, so he would have been 4.
Yeah. Yeah, life happens, and
not even 4.
Projects
3.
get parked, so here we are.
Yeah, so I mean, let's be honest, the main reason you wanted this barn was to have a home for this truck. It's
exactly what I was thinking. I like the truck, and it's staying.
Yeah, we bought this truck when we had about 2 pennies to rub together to our names.
Yeah, and we had to borrow one of the pennies.
And it was just something that I think you thought was too good to pass up at the time, and so here it is today.
Yeah, so here's a good time to explain exactly how I came upon this truck. I was working at a body shop in South Carolina. I was working in the paint shop, and my buddy said his dad had found what he thought was a Chevy C10 short bed. And my buddy said it wasn't a Chevy, it was a Ford. And he showed me a few pictures that his dad had got from the guy selling it. And it was this truck, and it was primo, as far as I was concerned. I think they wanted $2,000 for it. I think I bought it for $1,800. But anyway, I was super geeked. I went to look at the truck. I talked to the guy, and he said his father had owned it. His father owned a body shop. This was the parts truck. So technically I would be the 3rd owner, because when his father passed away, he kind of inherited the truck. Come here, Maggie.
Just for the record, that is not our house.
Maggie, come.
That's the neighbor's house.
So I bought the truck and drove it, well, limped it home, and it barely pulled itself home. But after I got home, the first thing I did was pop the distributor cap. I wanted to see what the points looked like, because it was definitely not firing on all 8. So I popped the cap, and the points were gone, really. I don't even know how it ran, but I put new points in it, changed the oil, and I drove the truck, and I drove it back and forth to work. Oh, by the way, I wanted to tell you guys, I'm using 1540 Rotella diesel oil. It's just a heavier oil, and I'm just adding some oil temporarily to get it up to the safe level for now. We'll change the oil and filter in it after we get it you know, in the barn. And coolant, I'll add some coolant. But anyway, I drove the truck back and forth to work for quite a while, but I made the cardinal sin of being a little bit too hard on the truck one day, and all of a sudden it started clattering, like the valve train started clattering, and needless to say, I was devastated. I got it home and took it apart. What had happened was one of the hydraulic lifters had collapsed, and so the only work I've done to this is I pulled the valve covers off. Really, the engine was pretty sludgy. That's probably why the lifter collapsed. But anyway, cleaned up the tops of the heads. It does have rocker arm assemblies. I made sure everything was oiling like it was supposed to, and replaced the lifters, put the valve covers back on it, and it's ran good ever since. I think it still has the original exhaust on it. I mean, it sounds like a fart pipe, but it does do all right. So
it's a technical term.
Well, so we got some coolant in it. We've got some oil in it. Let's pop the distributor cap, see what it looks like underneath here.
Is that carburetor not supposed to have any kind of top to it?
Oh, yeah. Oh. So I pulled this off so Jack and I could vacuum around that.
Oh, I see.
Here's the air cleaner. This isn't your standard air cleaner, though. Check this out.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yes. So people that aren't familiar with this is an oil bath air cleaner. It is made for like dusty environments where a paper air cleaner would get clogged with your dust and whatnot. These oil bath air cleaners are a kind of I won't say industrial, but they're a way to get around that. They still give you, you know, they still provide filtered air, but all you have to do is change the oil in your air cleaner every now and then. Pretty cool. All right. Okay. So back to the distributor cap here. Here is what we've got going on here. Now, I must have replaced the cap because everything looks good inside here. I don't see any sort of corrosion and whatnot. So this is your rotor button here. This is what goes around the inside of your distributor cap and touches those points. So this is your rotor cap. It comes off. I just wanted to show you. Here's the points here. Now the points, I'm not going to do anything with them. I may have to clean them up a little bit with some sandpaper, but everything looks like it's intact at the very least. I'll put that back on. And now I'm going to pull the spark plugs and see what kind of shape they're in. Like I said earlier, thankfully the rodents didn't get into the wires.
I can't believe they didn't.
I can't either. All right, let's see. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's...
Well, you know, it's not bad, if I'm being honest. It was the condensation. It had sat in that tent garage for a while, but there was a lot of condensation. It was kind of acting like a greenhouse, and I think that's where this water was coming from. But anyway...
Or squirrel pee.
Oh, yeah. Oh, probably squirrel pee. Good point. Anyway, I'm going to take some brake cleaner, clean this off, the threads and everything, run it back down in there. It doesn't look too bad. That rust around the threads there was when I pulled it out. But anyway, it's got a little carbon buildup. The strap and the electrode, all that stuff looked pretty good. It's not burning horrible. So let me see if I can clean that up and I'll run it back down in there.
Looks good.
Lower.
Are you cooking it just over smoke?
No. There's flame in there.
We normally don't light a pile of wood chips on fire, but the tree guys put all these wood chips on our burn pile. So there's really no way around it.
All right, I went with the best battery money could buy. Actually, this is just laying on the shelf in the garage. It's a marine battery. So cold cranking amps are down and we're trying to start a big motor. Should work out well. I don't even know if it's charged at this point.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, it was easy to grab. Anyway, the cables don't look great, but we're just hoping that things work out. Here's our spark plug that we took out. Just gonna lay it up here and we're gonna test for spark. Let me grab a screwdriver real quick and I'm gonna pull the fuel line off of here. The gas tank is behind the seat in the cab, and so this is the fuel line coming from the gas tank to the fuel pump here. As the engine's turning over, it's not going to suck fuel from the gas tank and send it up into our carburetor. So
it's just going to grab squirrel dust.
It's not going to grab anything.
Perfect.
It's not a vacuum cleaner.
Okay.
All right, we ready to see this? See if it turns over, and you're going to tell me if it's sparking, okay?
Okay. I don't see any spark. Do it again. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw a little spark.
Okay, good.
One, actually. But I forgot about the death fan. That freaked me out when that started going.
Oh, man. I came from the era when even your house fans were made of steel.
Oh, yeah.
And the little, the fan grates weren't all that great at protecting fingers.
I know. I think they outlawed those fans or something, didn't they? They're all plastic now.
Well, they probably did outlaw them, but I mean, that's what
people can't be trusted
auctions are for.
Not to stick their fingers into a fan.
Now that we have identified that we've got spark at our spark plug, that means our points in our distributor should be good. The coil, all that stuff working like it's supposed to.
So the gas in here is probably from the Woodward Dream Cruise, is what we're thinking, which was in 2011 at least.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's old.
That's why you're going with the boat tank?
Correct.
Okay.
You know what? I probably have enough that I could set the boat tank in the bed. Maybe. Maybe we'll try that.
Wow.
Let's
There's still a bunch of other stuff in the bed.
Oh. The engine that's in the back of the truck, it was meant for some sort of project someday. Whether it's this truck or another project, I don't know. But I know that it's fairly desirable engine, at least if you're looking for an old iron block.
Alright, we got the tube in the thing.
This is probably not going to work. See how the fuel pump picks up fuel from back there, but let's keep it off the exhaust manifold. That would be step number one.
Oh, back to step number one. If you're keeping track.
Step one.
Scratch out everything.
All right, so this is some 2-cycle oil mixed with gas. I'm going to see if I can fill the fuel bowl here a little bit. Probably not. No.
I feel like what is happening?
Well, yeah, my stinking hole is hole. Somebody sabotaged me. What? I don't know what happened. Anyway, fill the fuel bowl.
Yeah, good. That's
with gas.
Good.
Fine. Stupid thing. I don't know what happened. I won't be able to fill. Oh boy. Okay. All right.
Are you going to try it and it's going to start and we're going to drive it and then we're going to go watch the Super Bowl?
We are going to attempt to start it. I don't know if it'll drive.
So the Lions aren't in the Super Bowl, and that's upsetting because they were so dang close. And I'm just going to throw this out there. There's no shame in kicking a field goal. 4th down. Twice. Manageable.
Over this and over this. They wouldn't be in the position they were in if they didn't take chances earlier in the year. Why would you change your plan at the last second and play it safe?
To win the game.
No.
To win.
No.
Okay.
You gotta go for it all.
I'm over it.
Go for it all.
Come here, Ruby. Fire in the hole.
See how it goes.
I don't think that battery's doing you any favors. Or is that what it's supposed to sound like?
I'm going to pull the gas tank and pull it up here and put it on the roof.
Oh boy.
We ready to go again?
Starter stuck? Oh no. Gotta pull the battery? Huh. Well,
I wouldn't say the starter's stuck. It's probably the solenoid over here. But anyway. Okay. All right. We may be back to square one, but we don't have any constant spark. So I'm taking the coil wire out of the distributor, and I'm going to put a screwdriver in there, and we're going to check for spark from the coil just to make sure nothing happened there. All right. So we got our screwdriver into the end of our coil wire there. Now we're going to check for spark. I am going to jump the solenoid over here and get it to crank over. And you got your eye on the spark?
Sure. I don't see
anything there. Maybe I'm too far away. All right, go again.
Yeah.
All right.
Sparking like crazy.
Spark from the coil. All right, that's good news. Now, it may be a matter of the points. So let me look under the cap here, and I am going to just kind of scrape them real quick. I didn't bring any emery board or anything like that with me, so maybe hopefully knock the crud off of them a little bit and get a little bit stronger spark. I'm going to take the fuel hose off down here from our boat tank and see if we've got gas coming down to... Oh, not yet. There it is.
Yahtzee.
Okay.
Get it on!
Oh, man.
Oh, you took the thing off.
No.
Oh my gosh. You want me to kink it for real?
No, hold on.
I'll kink it.
No.
I got it.
Okay.
You want me to unkink it?
Yes.
I kink that bad boy. So you're hoping cleaning the points does the trick. Squirty squirt. Fire it up.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. We got a problem.
Oh yeah. She's a gusher.
We got a gusher.
Oh man! All right, you gotta let me over here.
You want me to kink it? Look at me.
Yeah, kink it.
So what would cause that?
Your needle gets stuck, and it doesn't seat properly to shut. Like the float doesn't shut the fuel bowl from bringing in fuel. So. All right, let's see what we've got now.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna release.
Okay. You think it's gonna be like instant geyser?
It could. Hey,
It is.
It's geysering.
Yeah. Shoot. Oh man. Dang nab.
Hey, Rod.
It seems very
Exact.
exact.
It is an exact science. All right, try it again.
There we go.
Yeah.
Unkinking.
Unkinking begins.
That's funny.
Oh, stopping.
Kink.
Oh my gosh.
And give it the double kink.
Well, at this point, I've got to probably pull the top of the carburetor off.
Does it help if you flip-flap the flapper?
Flip flap the flapper.
No, that top flapper.
Oh, this, the accelerator?
No, the way up top.
Yeah, that? You're talking
No,
about?
the flap.
No, that's the choke, babe.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the accelerator pump.
Actually, well, you make a valid point. At this point, it's not going to help with our flooding issue, but I should have choked it. I don't know what I was thinking about.
There you
It
go.
does have a manual choke.
Flap
Anyway,
it. Okay.
unkink.
Unkink.
Hey, that's something.
Maybe we're just out of gas. Oh, there it goes.
Shoot. Gotta crack open the top of the carburetor here so I can make sure our float and needle and seat are operating like they're supposed to. So I'm gonna try to back these screws off. My major concern at this point is tearing my gasket underneath here that of course I don't have. So we will ultimately be really stuck without a gasket. I thought you were hitting stop.
I was, but this could get good.
Good for who? I got it.
Whoa! Are you okay?
That's what you do? You laugh?
Well, once I figured out you were fine. Are you fine? Well, you'll never be the same, will you? So this is
Oh my gosh.
happening.
Oh, Charlie horse. What I need is a...
What you need is a GoPro, so I don't have to stand here.
What I need is a wrench. If you could help me out with...
Oh boy, here we go.
Alright.
Don't lose those.
Oh, good, it didn't tear. Swing this over just a hair. Just trying to peel my gasket up just a hair so I can... Oh, come on.
Do you have like a blade or something?
In my pocket. That's a lighter. Oh, I thought I had one in my pocket. Oh, no, where'd it go? Oh, it's not in my pocket anymore. Alright, I'm going to use a screwdriver.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh. My leg can't take much more of this. There we go. Alright, so this is your float here. When the fuel level rises in the fuel bowl, that float comes up and it pushes down over here on your needle and closes the fuel coming in. So that is, I can tell it's gummy, but if I can maybe free it up by working it back and forth a little bit. See that how that float just wants to stay down there?
Yeah.
Alright, so when it comes up it should shut off. Let me think about this for a second, okay? In progress with our float here in our carburetor. Alright, so now the float is actually operating like it's supposed to.
Okay, so you just jiggled it and freed it up a little?
Yeah, no, it's varnishy old gas. What should really have happened was I should have taken the float and the needle out of there and cleaned the bottom of that needle where it's seating into the bottom of the carburetor here for the fuel. But anyway, I did not do that. I worked it back and forth enough. Hopefully I worked enough of that varnish out of it that it's not going to be a problem anymore. It probably will be, and then we'll be back into it again here in a minute.
That fire is pretty sad.
I can't get out of here.
You need help?
Yes.
Do you want to like you want me to come over there?
I don't know. I think I
Let
need
me
to take
move
my
these
boot
tools. Oops, days. There goes. I'm so helpful.
Man. Yes, good job. Oh man.
There you go. There might be a screwdriver down here. You dropped that.
Did I drop one?
Right here.
Yeah, right into the radiator, just like I wanted.
Yep.
Sweet. Oh, I can't wait. Wow, look at me.
Looky there. Okay, so fuel line back in. No overflow. Battery connected.
Ready to go?
Flapper flapped.
It's half flap.
Flapper half flap. Which apparently some people call a choke. And we're ready to start it.
Yep, we're ready.
It's gonna fire right up.
Let's hope.
Ah, the starter's stuck again. Boy, oh boy. Okay. So before we take out all the spark plugs, we're trying different battery just for funsies.
Just for fun.
See if it makes a difference.
Right.
All right, what % chance this is going to work?
We'll go with 73.2.
No way.
This is it. This is going to be the key.
I'm at 32%. Oh my gosh. Oh, it stopped. It's stinking. Is it the starter or what?
No,
is it?
This is your ignition solenoid. So your power comes into here. Your ignition switch sends power from here to this wire here and down to your starter.
Oh.
So at this point now I've got to do further investigating.
All right, I just had to go in to start the dip for the big foosball game. Foosball. Gotta go check on Tyler. He was having intermittent spark. So going to see if he got it going or if we need to try again tomorrow because we are running out of time tonight. All right, well that's not a good sign.
No, I think I've run out of time.
Dang.
Probably need a new starter solenoid or ignition solenoid, whatever you want to call it, the one that sits on the fender well. And I also need probably a rotor button, a distributor cap, maybe the condenser, set of points, because I can get intermittent spark at my points, but I'm not getting anything at my spark plugs. I've got to get that squared away. A few new parts, but it's too late on a Sunday.
All right, putting the old battery back in the truck and we'll get those parts and see you soon.
So it's been a couple days since we've been out here to the truck. We had some issues. We kind of ran out of time. It was getting dark and it was freezing and Christy wasn't feeling good. And so we've been out here one other time since then, and the neighbor's dog was barking and the other neighbor's tractor was running.
And it was like 10 degrees and you kept sniffling.
Yeah, and Christy still wasn't 100% yet. So anyway.
And we weren't successful, so.
Yeah, but we will update you and we can show you little bits or clips of what we did. The truck is still not running. What we did discover was we had a weak spark. And so essentially we changed points, we changed the condenser, and we were getting inconsistent spark. What we did have was the boat tank. We were running out of gas in the boat tank because I had poured so much on the ground apparently. That was poor planning on my part. So what we did do is we hooked up the fuel tank, the factory fuel tank from behind the seat. We put an inline fuel filter on that. That's all hooked back up. We know we're getting gas up to the carburetor now, and It's just a matter of solving our weak spark problem.
Yeah. Well, and it wanted to fire a couple times, like, and it would kind of give us hope and then sort of just peter out. Hey, that was good.
Well, it'd be better if it was running.
Well, it's at least trying to run. It probably...
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the things that we did notice right before we had to call it quits was I noticed that the coil was getting hot. And we had checked multiple times, pulling the coil wire off the distributor and checking for spark at the coil itself. We were getting spark at the coil, but it was a orange spark. Apparently orange is weak, whereas a blue or white spark would be very hot spark. So our plan right now is we're going to change out that coil and see if that makes a difference with our weak spark and our no start. Sound good?
Yeah. All right, so one of the reasons we need to get this moving today is, as you know, we've been working on a pole barn project, and it is coming along. We'll show you the details of that in an upcoming video. But this right here is frozen. It's a blustery, 18 degrees out here?
Yeah.
And it's supposed to warm up and rain again in the next couple days. So if we don't get this truck out of here now, it's going to be stuck. It's just too cold to be playing outside in the mud. So hopefully we can get it moving.
All right, so this is our factory ignition coil here. Well, it's factory as far as I know. But anyway, this is the source of our problem, I believe. The coil generates your electricity that goes into your distributor, distributes, and goes out to your spark plugs and gives you your internal combustion. So if you have a weak spark, it's actually not creating enough spark at the spark plugs to make a boom. 9/16. So I just got to take the bracket off the coil here. Coil, or the distributor connection, a couple wires off the coil, and put the new one on. Here in just a second, I'll show you exactly what we got for a coil, and you guys will be just as excited as I am, I'm sure.
All right, let's see it.
Okay, so I went to get a new coil, and I was going to get just a rinky-dink, standard coil, but I got this Edelbrock. Ooh, it's a high energy coil. But anyway, the only reason why I got this was because it said it would work with a point style ignition. And the other coils at O'Reilly's, I would have had to order. So that's what I could get off the shelf.
So we got by default then.
Oh yeah, but it's Edelbrock, high energy. I wish I was wearing gloves.
You going to throw some of this stuff in there?
I am going to throw some of that in there, yeah. The carburetor is no doubt varnishy from having old gas in it. And when we get it running... When we get it running, I want it to have the best chance possible. So I'm going to feed it some of that, help it along a little bit.
All right. Yeah, so last time we were out here, we had our burn pit here and a big pile of dirt here. That's what all this is, flattened out. They weren't able to do any grading in this area for some reason, but we're hoping that this week we'll be able to get some more progress done with the grading out here. Eventually, we need to move our tent garage back because it's on the neighbor's property right now, and they're very kind to let us put it there, but we need to bring it back over here. Now, is the temperature today going to make it harder to start?
It probably is not going to help matters, unfortunately. I remember one time when I was a teenager and I was driving home from work. I was driving a little Ford Ranger and the drive shaft fell out of it, and it was probably about -20 with the wind chill. And so, of course, who are you going to call? You call your dad. Dad, I need help. Can you come and get me? Well, sure enough, he comes. He laid underneath that truck trying to take the drive shaft out. Oh, and I failed to mention that it was 4-wheel drive. So he takes the drive shaft out. I drive it home with just the front wheels. But he was so stinking cold, and I just remember it was one of the very few times that I had seen my dad in pain to that point, and it was because his hands were so cold. He had just that bone-chilling, you know, pain. So anyway, I'm about to that point now. So we got our coil bolted down, just hooking up our wires. The negative goes to the distributor, the positive goes to the ignition, and then the distributor wire goes to the center. Let me make sure that's getting seated really good. There we go. That feels good. Give it the old spritz. Okay. I will choke it.
All right, wait, let me grab that. What was I going to hit this with to stop it?
Oh, yeah. You can use the ratchet.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay. Choke engaged. Clear?
Yeah.
Contact.
Oh, it's trying.
Oh. Come on.
Oh.
Come on. Come on.
It wants to start. Maybe a little more fuel in the bowl.
Well, it did something different for once.
It coughed.
It coughed. Come
Probably
on.
if it wasn't so stinking cold.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that's... Everything has a hard time working right when it's cold. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Contact. Come on.
Oh, hey! It's rolling.
Oh, my gosh. Oh.
Will it stay
Oh, my
started?
gosh.
Oh, my gosh. This is so promising. It's going.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
It's idling on its own?
It's fully choked right now.
It's fully choked. Oh boy. It's sputtering.
Oh my gosh. Can't believe it. Oh. Where? Alright. Alright. Alright, hold on. Gosh. What are you doing?
What?
Why were you gunning it? I have to get a better angle. I'm laying in the mud and I can't really...
I thought you said go.
Oh my goodness, the smoke is coming out of both ends of the muffler. I can only imagine the amount of walnuts that the squirrels have packed into this poor thing. All right, it's running, but we don't have a tack because I didn't hook that up. We do have 40 pounds of oil pressure. I don't have any of the other gauges really hooked up. I've got to kind of keep my eye on that water temp though. I'm just going to feel for some heat in the radiator hoses. I'll take the cap off, make sure it's flowing. I'd like to see that thermostat open up. I'm going to get some heat into it, but man, this happened just in the nick of time. Christy was about to bail on me. She was
permanently.
Permanently, wow. But anyway, it is sitting here running. Definitely an exhaust leak, or maybe even a lifter tick. I can hear a little bit of noise on this side. I feel an exhaust leak back here off the manifold, but it actually, I think I hear a lifter ticking there, and that may come around after it gets a little bit of heat into it and some, you know, it's run for a little bit.
Hey, look how dirty that filter is already.
Oh my gosh, right?
I don't know if it'll show up, but that is, whoa, watch the fan.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah,
it's dirty.
It is brown, and I can see some rust in it too. I also see our, looks like our accelerator pump is leaking a little bit, or at least the base of our carburetor right there. It'll be good enough to get us out of this mud hole, I hope. But
so speaking of mud hole, do we try to go before we run out of gas?
Yeah, We should do that. Oh, I'm going to add some berryman.
Oh boy, she's a stalling. No. Oh yeah.
I'm going to try to air up the tires in the meantime while this is getting some heat. Make sure the water pump and the thermostat and everything's working like it's supposed to. And hopefully we can get this thing to drag itself through the mud and out of here. All right. Oh, look at this.
I know. So did you add these fancy things, or did it come with these?
It came with these.
That's factory,
but,
huh?
Oh man, I'm saving these. That's factory, right? Yeah, I'm saving those for sure.
Heck
those
yeah.
are nice. I just don't want it to come off the bead. I mean, I don't mind them being down on pressure a little bit.
Probably help us with our mud bogging that we're about to do.
Yeah.
Did you ever go mud bogging, or is that a Michigan thing?
Have I gone mud bogging?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I
So
wouldn't.
Tyler grew up in Ohio. I grew up
Yes.
in Michigan.
Well, and if anything, I don't think Michigan invented mud bogging. Yeah,
I just know it was a thing here. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Was it a thing in Ohio?
Well, I mean, yeah, mud bogging, but I mean, I never went to a mud bog, say a proper mud bog.
No, I'm talking like teenagers in old Jeeps out in someone's field.
Well, that Ranger I was talking about earlier, probably the reason why I dropped the drive shaft out of it was a little bit too much overzealous mud bogging.
Is there such a thing as an official mud bog?
Yes.
Oh.
My gosh.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, there's purpose-built mud bog machines.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it's a sanctioned event. Events.
Huh.
So I'll tell you, what I did do just a few months ago, because the truck was physically sitting down in the mud inside of that tent garage. I actually jacked up each wheel and tried to slide some boards underneath it. It was sitting so low to the ground that I could barely get the jack underneath it. So my plan didn't exactly succeed entirely, but I think we have a better chance of getting it to drive out of its grave right now. You know what's going to be funny is when we get this out of here and into the pole barn eventually, we're going to find those squirrels packed walnuts in every crack and crevice and cranny in this truck. I'm sure the frame rails and everything are probably full of walnuts. I want to check the transmission fluid real quick while it's sitting here. Dry as a bone.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, good old Type F. Put my finger over that.
Why?
It's
Is it Aldi brand or something?
a Walmart brand,
Oh.
not a paid sponsor. Hard to say how many quarts this is down on transmission fluid. I'll add a couple quarts and see where we are from there.
There's some.
Yeah, barely. I mean, it's touching the bottom of the stick now, but it's still not up to the add line. I got another quart I'll probably throw in it, and then we should be good. I just wanted to see if it would go into gear. Reverse right away. Drive right away. Oh my gosh. That's exciting. I mean, that's a big step too. All right, I'm going to clear out the stuff from underneath the hood, put the air cleaner back on it. Just make sure I don't have any tools flinging around, and we should be ready to drive her out of here.
Let's do it.
Ooh, there's been a great debate as to how to get this truck out of here. I say forward is the best plan, and Christy says behind us is the best plan. I'm driving, so I guess I'll see what happens.
100% gonna get stuck if he goes forward. It's a sharp looking little truck though.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Coming up on the wet.
Come on, baby. 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 Come on, baby.
Momentum.
You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Oh, yeah, you got it.
No way. Oh, dang it. Occasionally I've been known to be wrong. Apparently this is one of those times.
Oh, no brakes. No brakes. No brakes. Ooh.
He's going to make me admit it.
Look at me now. Oh, I forgot about the whole brake scenario. I don't really have good brakes.
Oh, well, we have to go down a hill toward our garage.
Well, I'm glad I didn't turn the corner and start heading that way.
I thought you were going to basically rub it in about how you didn't get stuck.
I would never do that.
You were right. It worked.
Oh, thank you. Hey, everybody. We got the truck running. We got it pulled out of its spot. Thanks for sticking with us. It's been an ordeal, but we got it going.
Yeah, and stay tuned for the upcoming videos. We're going to get back to work on those vintage campers, our camper van. We'll give you a progress update on our amazing new barn here. And don't forget to give us that little thumbs up. We do appreciate those.
Right. Hey, and if you want to see more stuff on this truck, let us know down in the comments. I mean, there's a ton of stuff that we could do. So
power wash it.
Step one, power wash it. Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Take care, guys.